Jussie Smollett, the actor you might vaguely remember from Empire, and more so for his off-screen antics, lost his appeal and is going back to prison, which is exactly where he belongs. I'm glad I didn't, but I would have bet money that the appeals court was going to let him go scot-free. He's a black gay celebrity, and he created a hate hoax based on MAGA. But I have gained my faith back in the justice system, at least as far as the Illinois appeals court goes, because they made the right decision. Aren't you sick and tired of knowing what the right decision is, but the people in charge always go the opposite way? Well, this time it went the way of justice. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So be honest, didn't you think that he was going to get away with this? He had tons of money, he had fame, adoration, and he had a racist movement behind him built into the justice system with Kim Foxx. And you just knew in your bones that he was going to be let off. Right? But nope. When I heard he lost his appeal, I got that same feeling of righteousness and faith in America I felt the night I watched the judge in his case sentence him to prison. I listened to the entire thing, and it was lengthy. The judge went into his family's great history of standing up and fighting for civil rights, only to have their Jussie shame the family name by making up false accusations against white people, and not just white people, but Trump supporters, and all to try to get a raise at work. Jussie Smollett once claimed to be the victim of a hate crime, and he will soon find his way back to familiar surroundings in a prison cell. Praise God. Remember, this is the same guy who in 2019 cooked up the story about a racist, homophobic attack against himself, an attack, mind you, that he created. So he's going back to prison, and I am happy for a day. With the shit sandwich that we get dealt every single day by the leftists, I'm going to rejoice this day knowing that a criminal, a racist, rich guy criminal from Hollywood, is going to prison. I've always said that people who make accusations of racism without sufficient evidence are a piece of garbage. And now the state of Illinois is going to take out the trash. All right. Let's go over the evidence. Special Prosecutor Dan Webb called the decision a resounding victory. And he's right. It's a victory for common sense. But Smollett's saga isn't over. His team is vowing to take this to the Supreme Court. Can you imagine the Supreme Court discussing whether a D-list actor faked a hate crime? What a time to be alive. His attorneys highlight the divided decision, with Justice Lau offering a detailed analysis in Smollett's favor, of course. But let's not kid ourselves. The evidence against Smollett is as solid as it gets. And those advocating for his innocence, well, let's just say they might want to reevaluate their stance. All right, here's my friend Brandon Strock, who posted on Twitter. He said, Illinois appeals court today upheld Jussie Smollett's conviction, and Jussie should be headed back to jail. Never forget how the same media and Democrat Party politicians who labeled J6 defendants guilty with no due process and given them no voice to share their side of the story bent over backwards to defend Jussie Smollett and give legitimacy to his story for as long as they possibly could, when it was clear and obvious hoax from the very beginning. Now, I wrote a few stories about Brandon's story and his saga for his adventures with January 6th. I spent hours on the phone with him talking about his case, and he did nothing wrong. Brandon never even entered the building. The prosecutors made him lie in order to get the plea deal that his lawyers worked out for him, and he had to go along with it. But don't forget that Kim Foxx, the state's attorney for Cook County, Illinois, dropped all charges against Jussie Smollett. So we have Brandon, a MAGA guy, who did nothing wrong. He never went into the building, but he got charged, and he had to go through the whole hassle of going through a plea deal, standing before a judge, and pleading guilty. Otherwise, he would have faced massive felonies that the communists would have gotten away with, okay? But we have this guy, Jussie Smollett, who the district attorney, for all intents and purposes, dropped all the charges. Thank God they went after him after that. That higher ups intervened, because he would have got away with this. Look, in the end, this isn't about Jussie Smollett. It's about integrity, accountability, and the real victims of hate crimes who deserve the attention and support of all of us. As for Smollett, well, he might just get a chance to work on his acting skills. Behind bars, of course. All right. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, do so. Click that notification bell. You'll be informed whenever we send a new video out. Stay informed, stay vigilant. Always remember to read between the lines and the lies. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems.